Hello, how are you doing? Happy Tuesday. I hope you and yours are all well. Welcome to another CNN Sport Instagram Live with me, Amanda Davies. Things are really starting to get back to normal, aren't they? Liverpool have won the Premier League at last. Tennis exhibition events are getting up and running. Some more successful than others, I think it's fair to say. Test cricket getting back underway next week, but of course all the focus this week is the return of Formula One, isn't it? Hitting the track in Austria later this week, 4 months after that failed attempt in Australia. And I'm pleased to say I'm joined today by one of the hottest properties on the Formula One grid, a man who's had a pretty busy lockdown, I think it's fair to say. That is McLaren driver Carlos Sainz, who I hope is here waiting to join us. You can see him, that's always a positive. Come on in, Carlos. Connecting, how are you?
Hello, how are you?
Very well, how are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Ready, more than ready to go racing after such a long pause, such a long while. I cannot wait, honestly.
I mean, it has been a seriously long time, hasn't it?
It's been long, way too long for my liking. Definitely starting to get a bit bored of doing nothing. I need activity. I need to travel. I need moving around, and yeah, it's been nice to be in the UK now for a month. But I need to get out of here and go and do something with the racing.
Have you been able to enjoy lockdown in any way, or have you been just really frustrated?
Oh, I'm gonna be honest here. First month, I really enjoyed it. I finally had time to get myself to do some things that I never had time to do. Put a bit more focus in the things that I couldn't do before because of timing and everything. And
Like
once I
what?
got there,
What have you been doing?
I just wanted to try. I wanted to experiment, let's say, and I wanted to experiment a bit with my body in terms of I started doing different diets, different ways of training, plans, and I wanted to see how much of an impact and how long do I need for my body to react. And I did some experimental stuff with my trainer. And once I got it done, and I tried a couple of different diets and a couple of different ways of getting ready for Formula One. Then once I knew how everything worked, I suddenly started to feel a bit bored. And then I traveled from Madrid to the UK to find a bit of a different environment. And then once in the UK, I started preparing the season. And now finally here we are, 1 day away from traveling.
So is there any major changes that you've decided to stick with long term from what you've discovered?
Yeah, definitely. We've put on a bit more focus on heavyweight training, just because I feel like it's helping me a lot to keep my strength conditioning. So I just need the time to adapt my body to be ready to lift a lot higher weights. Then I've been trying first to go super slim with close to 5% body fat, just to try and see how my body reacted to that. Then we finally concluded that maybe that is a bit too much and I don't need, and better to be off at 7 or 8%. So we've been experimenting with diets and see where I'm better or felt better with myself. How does that affect my performances on the gym, on the cardio side? We have a lot of references of my 5K time trial, bench press, pull-ups, a lot of references to see where I'm performing at my best.
How does that work? I remember talking to you in Barcelona at a restaurant just along from the circuit, and you were very much talking about, food is functional. You see food as an energy, a fuel for your job. But we know you do love a burger. So how does that work?
Yeah, I love them. I went on Sunday to London to have one, actually. I did a takeaway from my favorite place in London. I love them, and they are just incredible. And I like cooking them also. We've been cooking them once a week in Rupert's house, my trainer's house, and barbecue, and it's been good.
What's on your perfect burger?
Normally caramelized onions, always. Also cheddar cheese. I like very simple burgers, sometimes bacon, and then a special sauce that I do at home that is special and is secret, so I cannot tell.
Is it a Spanish sauce or is it?
It's, I don't know, to be fair, if it's Spanish or not. It's just secret sauce. I don't know.
So with all of these lives, we ask people to send in their questions. We have one question from Yondi Mekej. What is the best burger you've ever eaten? We're going to start with the important questions in life.
Yeah, very important. It's actually in London. The one I went to have on Sunday, it's a place called Patty and Bun. I absolutely love them there. They do super juicy but super tasty burgers with the sauce they use and everything. They're incredible. I recommend them because every time I'm in London, I'm trying to go and have one.
Okay, and the second food question, and then we'll move on from food. Pablo Gimez, he asked it in Spanish, but I'm not going to give that one a go. Omelette with or without onion?
Oh, I actually think it tastes better with onion, but the purists might say without. But it does give it a bit of a kick, the onion.
Do you cook a decent onion? Omelette, not onion.
Yeah, decent, yes. Extremely good. That is what my mom does. No.
Okay. Yeah, you can't beat mum's cooking.
No.
But listen,
no.
One of the other things you've been doing in lockdown, you have been taking on some of the big boys at FIFA, haven't you? The likes of Dybala, Asensio.
Yeah, I've taken Dybala and Asensio. I lost both times. They are more into it than I thought. It's not they are just good football players. They are just also good at FIFA 20. I was very good at FIFA 19, but this new FIFA 20, I cannot get my head around it. So I just lost very bad in defense, very bad.
What's the difference?
I don't know. It's just this slower game between the passes. And I normally like playing really quickly with the controls. And they've slowed down the game a bit to make it more realistic. And I struggle a bit more.
You better at the driving games than the football ones?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, 100%. But at the same time, I think there's much better people at gaming than I am in general. I'm still more of an outdoors guy.
I know, though, I was talking to Charles Leclerc about it, and he said he's actually really enjoyed the opportunity for people to see him and to show a different side of him that, you know, maybe fans don't see whilst you're racing. Yeah,
I'm not into Twitch at the moment. I'm not planning to. First of all, because of time, I see that it is a tool that, yeah, we might have given it a good shot now in this pandemic where we were all home. But now, once we start traveling again, I don't see where I'm gonna get the time to do it. And if I do it, I want to do it properly. And I think what these guys like Charles have done and Lando are doing is great for the sport. Don't get me wrong. It's just that I'm much more of an outdoors guy, and as soon as life goes back to normal, I just don't see myself spending that much time indoors and taking care of those fans that join the Twitch, because I don't know, they're going to see me do a lot of things outdoors for sure.
So go on, what is the overriding feeling? Have you had your suitcase packed for the last, 3 months, waiting to get back on the road?
Yeah, I mean, I'm starting to do it. I leave tomorrow at 6 a.m, so I need to make the bag today. It's been a while since I haven't done such a big bag. We're going off for 3 weeks and I'm going to be rusty. I'm going to forget my things for sure. I'm terrible at forgetting things. And yeah, girlfriend is here to help me try and make sure it nothing goes missing, but I'm sure I'm going to forget something and I hate me for that.
What's the most important thing you always have to pack? The kind of one luxury you take with you on the road?
Oof. Good question. I don't know. I mean, the team kit is pretty important. If not, I forget it is horrible. My caps. I like traveling with my caps. I don't know. I always travel with a small golf bag, which I have my glove and some golf balls in case there's a golf course near the circuit. I like that. I don't know.
What do you think this week is going to be like, though? Because there's no doubt it's going to be different. There's going to be a whole lot less people around, for example. But yeah, how do you think it's really going to affect what you do this week?
I think it's going to affect especially the moments before and after the race. I think those moments of the driver's parade when you see the full grandstands, moments when you go into the track and you see everything full of fans and you have them supporting you, shouting out your name. That fills you of energy, fills you with energy and with good vibes. And not having that is going to be sad and for sure different. There's not going to be a lack of motivation because of that. Motivation is going to be extremely high and we're going to be ready, but we're for sure going to miss the fans. And then the rest of the week, the weekend should be fine, just wearing masks, protecting ourselves, keeping ourselves in the bubble, in the team's bubble. But the rest should be pretty straightforward, and I don't see why it should be too different.
Do you have any concerns about it from a health and a safety perspective?
Oh yeah, definitely. You might have COVID and don't even know you have it, and don't even have symptoms, or someone in the team don't even have symptoms and they have it, and you might miss the race because of that. And it's after 4 months of not racing or wanting to go racing, suddenly you are perfectly well and healthy, but you have tested positive in COVID and you cannot race in Formula One after 4 months. It would be a horrible feeling and something that I want to take care of not happening. You might as well get it because of pure bad luck, and you cannot do nothing against it, and you just have to skip a couple of races because of that. But the worst part of it would be to feel perfect, feel like you're feeling now, have COVID in your system, in your blood or in the throat, as you say, and not being able to race. That would be horrible, especially because you feel fit.
Yeah.
Let's see if that happens.
Have you been tested today? Are you being tested tomorrow?
I've been tested every Monday for the last month.
Okay.
For the moment, the whole team is being tested, and we've all been negatives in these last few tests. So all the team members negative. We're traveling tomorrow in a charter flight, the whole team together, and we're going to be tested as soon as we land in Austria again. So, and from there on, we're going to get tested. I don't know if it's every 2 or 4 days, but yeah, the people we are together in the same team, we're going to be tested constantly.
Is there a bit of an extra pressure because it's been such a long time since you've been racing? Are you feeling an added expectation to hit that track and do it?
Yeah, definitely. Mainly because the last race we did was 7 months ago, and that is a long time since you get the adrenaline of racing. We were so close to racing in Australia, and then we didn't do it. So the excitement is even bigger, and yeah, it's just what we do, and we've been doing for all of our lives, and suddenly they take it away from us, and I cannot wait, to be honest. It's something so special that I enjoy so much that I just cannot wait.
I have to ask you, of course, there's been so much talk about the issue of diversity in Formula One. We've got the launch of the We Racers as One campaign. How important is it, in your opinion, that F1 is doing it and taking those steps?
I think it's very important, and I think it's super positive, the reactions that we've seen from different teams and Formula One's initiative to create this new initiative, We Race as One. Me as a driver, I want to join the initiative, see what I can do to help, but I also want to create a further impact in terms of what can I do personally to improve the situation, and I'm working with my manager and a few others to try and inform ourselves in which ways we can help more, and I'm going to definitely give it a go and see what I can do to make things better.
I know Lewis was pretty critical, wasn't he, about not enough people in the motorsport industry speaking out. You posted a pretty strong message on Instagram. Have you ever spoken to him about it?
No, never. I actually have never spoken to anyone about racism because I've never seen racism in first person. I don't know if it's that I'm very lucky where I've grown up. I don't know. I'm just very thankful to have never been seen as a scene of racism in my own myself, and I'm really keen to continue that way. But at the same time, that doesn't mean that racism doesn't exist in the world. So I acknowledge that, I admit it, that it might exist even if I haven't seen it or present it, and I want to make a difference and inform myself to see what we can do to improve the situation.
And I know Lando said earlier today there's been discussions amongst the drivers about the possibility of you all taking a knee when the anthem is played in Austria. Is that something you support, you'd like to do?
We need to see. At the moment, it's being discussed internally in GPDA. GPD is going to take a stance against racism. I can assure you of that.
The
We just want to see,
for people who don't know.
the Grand Prix Drivers Association, and we're going to do something, and we want to create our initiatives. If that is to take the knee or something like that, I cannot tell you yet, but we are thinking about it, and we look forward to doing something next weekend where we can show our stance.
How much have you missed Lando in lockdown?
I have missed him, but actually I've seen him a bit during the last month, so not that much in the end.
Have you spoken? How often do you speak to him when you're not racing, when you're not working?
Normally it's for gaming matters, so I would text him to get some help in a racing or whatever, and yeah, that's it really. If not, commenting each other's Instagram posts or see if we're doing anything funny to comment on, but nothing else really. But yeah, we have contact, probably a bit more contact than with other drivers, and it's good fun.
How beneficial do you think your relationship with him has been in terms of making you the driver that you are? And you really do seem to have grown and embraced the role in the last 12, 18 months.
I'm enjoying it, definitely. Since I arrived to McLaren, I felt like we've created a great relationship and a great team building relationship. Moving into the UK helped, and finally having those 2-year contract and a bit of stability helped me to create more of a better environment around me, and of course Lando's been a good part of that. We've together grown as teammates, and we are going into our 2nd year together, looking forward to keep doing well.
Of course, you're going into your 2nd year, but there's not going to be a 3rd year together because of the big news with the move to Ferrari. Another question here from N. Deborah. How did Lando react to your Ferrari choice?
So exactly how he reacted, he commented in my post where I said a goodbye video to McLaren, thanking McLaren. He commented specifically "Soy lago," which in Spanish means "I'm a lake." So at first I didn't understand why this guy comments on such an emotional post saying "I'm a lake," and I was a bit confused. And then when I talked to him on a Zoom call, he told me, "I'm a lake from that I was crying." He said, like, "I'm a lake of tears," and I didn't understand the expression itself at the time. And I was like, maybe he's write it wrong, or the autocorrector or something, put "Soy lago." And I was laughing out loud when I realized that he was trying to mean that he was on tears while he saw the post.
Actually cry? Have you seen him in tears?
Nah, for sure not. But I like the fact that he commented that, because obviously it was an emotional video for sure. He felt also a bit emotional. I don't believe he cried, unless I'm surprised about it, but it was emotional for sure.
Did you honestly start the year thinking you would be sitting here in July talking about becoming a Ferrari driver?
No, maybe I thought there was a chance, but you never think that it's gonna happen. You focus on the present, or I like focusing on the present and not in what ifs and in potential scenarios. So to be now part of Ferrari makes me incredibly proud, because especially during such a strange crisis like we had, to be able to sign a contract for Ferrari is not the first thing that came to my mind, or that it could potentially happen. But everything happened so quickly and moved so quickly that honestly, very, very happy with how everything developed.
How much time are you spending thinking about it?
At the moment, not very much, to be honest. I'm quite relaxed about it. I know I still have a year with McLaren to do, and my main focus is on the present. And as I said before, and finishing on a high with McLaren. As soon as the year is over with McLaren, it will be time to switch the focus to Ferrari. No, but until then, I think I owe to McLaren my full engagement and my full possibility of yes. Commitment to a team.
Yeah, there's, obviously a lot of comparisons with yourself and Fernando Alonso. Is he somebody you would speak to about Ferrari and the weight of expectation and how you deal with that? Do you like the comparisons with Fernando?
Yeah, why not? I for sure, if I find him somewhere, we'll have a conversation about it. I will ask him about the team, about what he thinks, how he felt, and all that. But I will also do what what I do normally, no, which is focus on myself and try and learn from what I see and try to adapt myself to a new environment. But I have a great relationship with Fernando. I think he's having fun now. I don't know if he will do the Dakar again, if he will be back to Formula One, or if he would do anything else. I just, yeah, look forward to seeing him again.
Is that insider knowledge he's going to be coming back to Formula One?
No, no, no. I honestly haven't talked to him even about it. Haven't talked to many drivers honestly during this COVID crisis. So I don't know. I don't know what's his plans. I understand that if I would be him, I would keep them totally private and confidential. So let's see.
I don't know whether you remember, I spoke to you in Suzuka when you were stood there in your Renault uniform a couple of years ago,
Okay.
just about to join McLaren, and we were mobbed by the crazy Suzuka fans, and you had to escape under the tunnel through the crowd. But how do you kind of reflect on the last couple of years? How do you feel as a person today compared to just being about to join McLaren?
I've changed, definitely. I've developed as a driver. Uh, I've achieved a podium in Formula One, which is something very special. But especially, yeah, I felt like finally that stability in McLaren is what has been able to give me the opportunity to be a bit more myself and establish myself a bit more in Formula One. Up until then, I had a very strange career with a lot of team moves, year by year contracts, and it was difficult to find stable, to find a bit of a home. And here in McLaren is exactly what I was looking for. And McLaren helped me to extract the best version of myself and to be myself a bit more. No, and since then I think we found a better version of Carlos Sainz, and that's what's given me a bit more opportunities.
That brings us on to another one of the questions. Ash Penomo, what will you miss most from McLaren? What is it, do you think, at McLaren that has enabled you to do that?
I don't know, because I don't know what I will find in Ferrari yet. So I don't know what I will miss. But I can tell you already that the relationship I have with Zach, with the management, with my teammate and everyone, and for sure I will miss it, is something very special, something that we managed to create from scratch. And it's gonna go down in my memory as a very special couple of years for sure. No, so I'm gonna enjoy it while it lasts, and then time to focus on the next step.
Talk us through that Brazil podium from your perspective, because it was the podium you'd so been longing for. It wasn't the manner you'd necessarily have wanted to claim that podium, but the celebration in the end was pretty special, wasn't it?
It was very strange, particular, and very special for sure. It was a very strange day because I went to bed on Saturday with an engine failure, starting last in Brazil. Pace on Friday was horrible, so I thought my race was going to be just boring. But then I woke up on Sunday morning, and when the human brain just switches completely after a good sleep, and you just felt more energy, much more better within yourself, just wanting to have fun, nothing to lose, starting last and finishing the podium in the end. That was super, super special, a good comeback, and yet to be able to share the podium with my sponsors, my mechanics with the team, my bosses, everyone was there sharing the podium with me, which was very, very special.
What chance do you think you'll be back on that podium before the end of the year?
Low chances, I'm not going to lie. A podium in Formula One nowadays is, I would say, the top three teams is nearly impossible to do, unless this year the picture changes, but we saw in winter testing that the picture is still very similar. So podium this year, I'm not expecting one. I'm going to fight for one for sure, to try and add another one. But you cannot expect a podium nowadays. But I will fight. I will keep doing my best and see what we're going to achieve.
How are you expecting this season to pan out in terms of the racing? We know the 8 races. We know that this European leg. What would you like to see happen after that in terms of numbers of races, how people are going to treat it as a championship?
I think people are going to treat it, I think, once we get going, in a very similar way. probably knowing you cannot allow yourself as many mistakes because you have less races. So per percentage, a race is more valuable, for the year. And I don't know, there's people who might take it a bit easy at the beginning to bank in some strong results. Other people go risking flat out. For sure, there are going to be different strategies, but I'm just going to keep doing what I did last year and see if that works.
What is your, I mean, do you think sitting on the start line in Austria, there could be, I spoke to Daniel Ricciardo about this, is it going to be an element of wacky races with people getting so overexcited as the lights go out that it could be crazy?
I really hope not. I hope not, because, I mean, we're Formula One drivers. We've been there before. That excitement, we are able to control it. We are mentally tough, I hope not. I think we are all conscious in our mind that we are driving a Formula One car for such a big team. It's been a tough crisis. We all want to go through turn one and get racing those 71 laps in Austria, and it would be, I don't know, it might happen. I might bin it in turn one. I hope not, but it might happen. But I hope that we're going to take it as normal, just competitive, aggressive, but respectfully.
Okay, we're just a few minutes left, so I'm just going to fire a few of the questions from you. The phrasing of this one I find hilarious, so we're going to gloss over that. Mohammed Azam, what do you do when you get irritation inside your helmet when you're racing? I presume when you get a bit angry is what he means.
Irritated, yeah. I never really get super irritated. I either get a bit downbeat about the situation and like, this is what's happening now is horrible, or excited, but like anger or rage, I never get. I never bump my steering wheel or put my hands up, or I don't know. I'm pretty collected in that way because I don't like showing my emotions too much.
Do you leave what happens on the track at the track, or do you take it home with you after a race weekend?
No, the intention always is to try and leave it at the track and try to turn page as soon as possible. Analyze, conclude. Once you analyze and you take your conclusions, go home, turn the page, and go again.
Madas99, how did you get the number 55?
My favorite number is number 5. Sebastian Vettel has number 5. So when I arrived to Formula One, I said, I'm going to keep 55. And then I realized that Carlos Sainz, the two S's form kind of two 5s. And it's good also for marketing and logos and all the things in social media nowadays.
Does that mean you're going to be twice as good as Sebastian Vettel at Ferrari?
So I don't know, hopefully, but I don't see how I can plan out at the moment. But my intentions are always to win, and I will try my best.
Sophia Rango 8, favorite Real Madrid player of all time?
Ooh, of all time, difficult. A purist would say Di Stefano, but I didn't see him play, so I cannot tell. Me that I've seen everyone, I would say Zidane, and I like at the moment Sergio Ramos.
The title's yours, isn't it, after the weekend, do you reckon?
Oof, 2 points is not bad, but there's still a long way to go. 2 points advantage is one game. So we're going to keep pushing, hopefully. And team looks in good form. We haven't lost a match since the start of the season again, so we're in good shape. What
did you make of that Benzema assist? Did you see
good, huh? I told him how to do it, and I texted him before just to tell him, but no, but seriously, it was seriously good.
I saw you play in Monaco a couple of years ago, don't forget.
And I'm not Benzema, I guess, but I still had fun, but no, he was super good. Benzema I think is a contender for Ballon d'Or this year because he's been playing really, really well.
Yeah. Final one. We've got so many coming in. What do you want to answer as your final question? Favorite track to drive at?
Next question. That question I answered a lot of times.
Oh God. Now you're putting the pressure on me. Any special plans for Netflix this year?
Oh, hopefully Drive to Survive season 3. I don't know how we're gonna film it with this COVID crisis, but we've already done some stuff in Zoom and everything. So for the Netflix fans of Drive to Survive, there's some faith yet that we might put together a season. For the rest, I don't know. What I'm watching now, Blacklist on Amazon, but what else? Looking forward to next season of Peaky Blinders. I don't know, nothing else.
No, that's it. I love it. It has been great to speak to you as ever. We are 1 minute over time, which is a very non-F1 thing to do, isn't it? So
it's okay.
Thank you so much for your time. Good luck this week and for the rest of the season. It's been fantastic to speak to you. I hope everybody's enjoyed watching. If you've missed any of it, it will be over on the CNN Sports IGTV as ever. Of course, you'll be able to see Carlos out on track this weekend, and I'll be back with another Instagram Live next week. Hope to see you then. Thanks, Carlos.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Nice to see you.
Bye.
Bye.